Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I am streaming the Lord of the Rings Online. We have a kin event going on today, so we are going to be doing kind of similar to the last kin event I did, Deeds and the Landscape. So I am going on my Rune Keeper. I honestly don't remember if this is the character I took in the last stream. I think it is. But we'll see what we can get to quest-wise and crafting-wise, because I actually, even if I don't necessarily need all the pieces of gear, I want to craft myself a full set of gear. I'm hoping I have enough of the Umbari hides to do that. I actually can only make 9 leathers right now, but we'll see if doing some of the deeds helps with that, so I can potentially craft me some armor pieces. It won't actually be on this character because he's not my tailor. But yeah, I think I need to go to catch up to everybody else, and before we get to the little Jajax teaser there, we will head... Oh, I actually need to get the Stable Master here. That would indeed be important. But we're going to Lynn here, last I heard. I don't know beyond Lynn here, like if I got the Parth... went to the Parth place, or I think I got the place in the south, if that could actually set me up better. Rather than Lid here, that's Barad Rill. I should have those. I've been to at least, yeah, Barad Rill. I think the other one I passed by, but never picked up the Stable Master. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to... I gotta turn my volume down. I'm pretty excited, though, to do some of the deeds. So that's one thing I'm going to be missing a lot, because I've been, skipping the side quests, which is a bit unusual for me. And usually when you do side quests, that's a great time to get deed progress, but I won't really be getting any. So I'm excited to at least do a little bit of that, get some reputation, some of the landscape currencies, and then also, of course, Virtue XP, which I'm guessing this character could actually use, especially with the... Oh, wow, he's... Okay, capped, but I'm still level 142. That makes sense. So I guess I will head up towards them in the northeast. I can perhaps scout some locations. I don't think these dark... Well, they would count as ghosts, I think, for the dead deed. That's something I don't actually know exactly where we'll be going. I don't... Okay, I need to mute myself, but I don't know exactly where we will be going today. This is uncharted territory for... I don't know everybody in the group, but for some people in the group at least, this is uncharted territory. And for me, I have been through, as you'll have seen if you've seen the previous streams on this character of the playthrough, I have been to a few of these locations, but not all of them. Okay, so this location, I was kind of curious if this was one where I saw a lot of dead, but it's not. But there are crabs. I don't know... Are crabs... Don't they drop something for cooking? Like a craft recipe? Yes, crab legs. Wow, I got 6 crab legs. That seems like a lot. So that can be used in Umbari cooking. I'm not too familiar with it, but I did hear that crab legs were important. But it doesn't look like there is a crab slayer deed. Okay. Kind of funny that one crab can give 6 legs and the next one can give 0. I guess I electrocuted all the other legs. I also heard there was a wolf slayer deed. I guess I've not killed a wolf because I haven't unlocked that deed, so we'll see. We'll see what this guy brings. Yes, there is a wolf slayer there. TM Squirrel, you're wondering if I play on Arkenstone, and I do not. I play on Landraball. I used to play on Arkenstone, so you might have heard in old streams, videos, and the such that I played on Arkenstone, but once the Anor server came out, I stopped playing on Arkenstone as my main server. I actually had my Warden when a little bit after the Anor server launch, and when I got back to level 130 content, that was actually a bit after Minas Morgul launch, but before before like War of Three Peaks, at least. I don't remember. Wells of Flame Flood might have been out at that time already. Oh, it looks like we're headed to the North Path. That's not good for me. I can catch up. Okay, hopefully y'all don't hear too much sound in the background. That is one con. Oh, looks like they haven't traveled yet. One con of having open back headphones is that I have my kin in Discord for people that are not familiar how that works. But I have to turn it up loud so I can actually hear them. And I'm on push to talk with them. So yeah, the server I actually play on is Landerval. I don't know if I mentioned that. Whoa. Why did my worsted skip forward so far? That was the most random thing. Also, my microphone's like way up high. I don't know why that happened. Oh, I see a little bear next to the big bear. That's pretty neat. Actually, I'm not too familiar with a lot of the pets, to be clear, but I'm guessing there is a black bear cub, not quite. Brown bear cub? That looks closer. Oh, so that's from the Yule Festival. That's pretty neat. And then it looks like for actual... Oh, Spirit Bear. I know I've seen that one. I guess that's the only full-size non-cub bear. And glad you like the content, Team Squirrel. I will definitely continue to do more content. It's probably for the next little bit going to be mainly streams as I have been doing, and probably continuing the shorter format streams. Today's stream will actually be longer because usually our kin events take longer. I'd like to stay here the whole time, but yeah, although there is actually LOTRO's update. I was hoping to talk about this a little bit later, but LOTRO's update coming next week, which has some interesting things, and then a little bit of an update to the delving system, which I either hope to talk about later in the stream or I'll record it as its own video. It's probably going to be a short little bit. Not the longest video, but just a bit of short commentary on the changes coming in delvings. Yes, that will be the 6th. I have so many mats and I'm leveling Scholar. Take some buffs now that I am a Mighty 141. And for some reason I get Harrowhark, like whose alt that actually is. Confused, but I think it's Stands in the Fire who's been in the chat. And that character, I don't recognize that name, so I'm guessing that's them. I see a lot of goats, which are not ore steeds, so we're probably going to be going a bit slow, which is fine. Not necessarily slow, but just like not as fast as a war steed, which can definitely actually be a good thing doing landscape deeds. Oh wow, so yeah, inspecting gear. Well, I see your pants and gloves, Jimmy. They have like over 100,000, but then your chest and helmet have like. So on the inspect, it's showing the wrong armor on his gear. So it's like his pants show 165,000, but I think he said it's more around 10, 13, 15,000, something like that. Yeah, crafting, as far as I have heard from the Court of the Rings this week, I didn't actually watch it, but from what I've heard from that, is that there aren't any crafting updates, or at least no major crafting updates coming in the December 6th update. I think, oh yeah, I think crafting guilds were supposed to be coming in that update. Well, they were supposed to be coming in update 38, and then they were supposed to be coming in 38.1, which is the one that's expected next week. And now, I don't think they're going to be in 38.1. It sounds like, so we'll see. This really is, I'm going to talk about this more whenever I get to the delving update, but this really is the expansion of just give it a few months and it'll finally be a full expansion. That's actually like somewhat consistent and delivers on what was advertised. I wonder, I guess I should go ahead and accept this quest. Like, there's no problem with just accepting a quest that we come across. I mean, we have to kill Corsairs for the deed anyway. But I think that was part of the Discovery Dole Branor there. I also have Hobbit Gifts to open. Everybody's favorite, right? It's a bit dangerous turning kin chat off for myself, but until I fix that, that's my solution. Hello, M. Night Shyamalan, if I have not said that. This time you joined well before the end of the stream. I think they forgot to update these birds here. They're level 100. I think, weren't the goats like also level 100? Do they count for any deeds? Well then. Well, this one's on level. It's an easy way to get the deed. If you can just one-shot the level 100 mobs. I guess there's also a Beast Slayer, but it seems like you could just do the Beast Slayer with the Wolf Slayer, presumably. They might have different numbers. And then it looks like Brigand Fighters. Dude, these shouldn't count as Corsairs, nope. I don't know why we're in this camp. Yeah, these are all Brigands. Alright, wait. I was gonna say that doesn't look like an enemy bear. It doesn't look like a Beorning. It looks... it looks like a misbehaving lore master pet. Rory might be a little bit stuck over here. Now my cat is watching the bear. Okay, so it looks like... The nice thing about doing this, even if we don't need them for deeds, if y'all can even hear me, is we can get scroll cases for crafting. These are the first scroll cases I've acquired on this character, and you know what? Oh, they're actually Taylor, which is pretty convenient. But you know what happens if I open them? They turn into single-use recipes. So now that I've actually acquired these on this character, I can make that video. Actually, I have to open them. Well, one quest done, easy. I guess we can gather all the stuff in the camp, the crossbow bolts. Yes, they are all, at least as far as I am aware, all single use. Which we talked about this, what was it, last stream or 2 streams ago a lot, and then I'm going to make another video on it, but it's a very complicated issue, I think, because I actually like that they have scroll cases, but I don't like single-use recipes. They seem to give you plenty of scroll cases from humanoid mobs. I don't think they're actually classified as humanoids in LOTRO, but essentially humanoid mobs. And they... Oh, what was I going on about? I got all distracted. Yeah, so you get plenty of them. Plenty of the scroll cases, at least, but the actual recipes are still going to be RNG, and again, they are single-use. And who knows what other ingredients they have. I guess people that have actually used the recipes or looked at what they cost, but... Yeah, that's on top of, like, whatever they require, which as far as I know is either 1 or 2 red sea stones. I don't even know where we're going for the quest, to be honest. I guess we're trying to get more crossbow bolts. I think quests like this, again, I'm most excited for Umbar, but doing quests like this in a group actually helps make it more fun. I think we're also running, people are a little bit mixed on landscape difficulty. I think one of us at least has tier 7 for the group. I know I was personally running on tier 3. Oh, looks like we got these quests done. So I've heard there's a Corsair camp, or a dead camp. I don't know what we're headed to here. Oh, we head to the south was a Corsair. I don't know if that's where we're going. Playing these games with these cats. I guess this quest, where do we turn the quest in F3? I knew that. I've only looked at the map like 20 times. This is also... Like, if you look at all the positives of doing landscape quests in a group, this is the downside when we've, like, been long finished and not really moving anywhere. But let me see. Oh, I still don't have enough gold. I was hoping I had enough gold. I just need to send some of this character. But... let's see what all I can sell. I do have my task carryall on this character set up, so that is working. Oh, that's still not quite enough gold. I didn't realize I got gold from a hobbit gift. So sounds like we're going north instead of south. Wait, I have 18... Oh, 1848.75. That's what I have, but I need 18,289. Okay. Yes, you can. There's actually quite a bit of cosmetics you can get at the skirmish camp. I'd say they are questionably good, but there are some sets that I've used a lot from the skirmish camp. And of course, it depends on what you actually like for your characters. I don't exactly know where we're going here. I just know we're going north and not getting the Corsairs to the south. Corsairs and dead for that matter. But there might be... I actually don't really know what's in this zone because we kind of blew past it from the book quest. Sounds like maybe orcs. And spiders? Is there also a spider slayer deed? I don't see one. Oh yes, there is a spider slayer deed. I guess we're killing stuff on the way, that's fine. I might feel a little bit bad killing this doe, but she counts for the slayer deed. I was hoping there was a closer mob. It looks like my epic conclusion is actually a little bit stronger, and I don't think it's just because of group buffs. I know that I was hitting for like 30k, critting for 30k earlier. I haven't actually had any upgrades since that point, but that sample size of 1 was a 30k or 50k crit, I think. I know I also talked about this last stream, so it's a little bit of a repeat, but I really do think it will be interesting to see how people end up gearing classes like the Rune Keeper, because I logged into my Rune Keeper yesterday. Now, I've played my Rune Keeper quite a bit, but I just assumed the stat revamp was like, yeah, Will would be the obvious #1 stat, and it's really not going to matter how agility and might affects you. It might matter more for support classes, it seemed, or tank classes like Guardian. Their tank spec, but when I hovered over agility, I realized that agility gives Runekeepers more offensive stats than Will. So it's basically the DPS stat for Runekeepers. That said, Will gives mitigation, so it's not straightforward that like agility is just always going to be better than Will for Runekeepers. Will is a more rounded stat, but if you don't need mitigations, which depending on what you do in the game, you may well not need mitigations, agility might end up being the better stat for you. It's probably not going to be more efficient in terms of total overall stat value, because you do get the mitigations from Will. So if you were going to want mitigations anyway, then you might as well just get some of those from Will. But I wouldn't be surprised to see some Runekeepers running agility builds, especially if you are playing like a yellow line Runekeeper. I think it'd be a bit interesting to see how that would work for optimizing like a Delvings build. Because Runekeepers are... Someone's making a squeaky noise outside, but... yeah, because let's see. The Runekeeper... If you're playing Yellow Line and doing content where you can control mobs, essentially, you have a lot of stuns and a lot of way to just avoid taking damage through not just your stuns and utility, but kiting. So I think it could be really interesting to maximize your offensive output. You may want agility for builds like that, rather than Will. There's also, of course, if you just quest in LOTRO, I honestly, even if you play on landscape difficulty, maybe up to tier 3 or something like that, but I just don't see Will providing you more value than agility, which really seems backwards to me still, but that looks like the way it'd be. So like for this character leveling, if I had the choice between agility and Will, just as like if I could get, this is gonna seem like a really silly example, but if I had the choice between 1 agility and 1 Will, at this point I would take 1 agility rather than 1 Will. Hello, Kanan CB. You have 2 questions. Where is the cat? One is on the bed, the other's eating. Actually, is the other visible? Oh, right, wrong. Yes, there she is. Right, right there. She's very dark, but she is there. I did not actually realize their food bowl was visible. That's great. And what else? Oh yeah, do I have a cat in LOTRO that is just like mine? I actually do not, but there is a cat that's kind of like... let's see. The ginger cat would be closest to these two. The cozy tabby cat is maybe more like Piper, the one that was back there, and then the one on the bed's a little bit more like ginger cat, but they're not really. They actually don't quite look like my cats, to be honest. Like, I like to say Piper is fat, but she is not fat like that. She's a little bit more poofy rather than actual chonky, if that makes sense. Well, it looks like all that AFK and not paying attention did not do any harm with wherever the group was. It was just standing there. And then... yeah, the ginger cat is just not shaped like them at all. I don't know why, it's just so far off from my cats. Despite them being orange tabbies, this just does not look like them at all. Maybe it's a thing with all cats in LOTRO just aren't shaped like my cats. Yeah, they just don't quite look like them. Definitely not that one. That one looks, I don't know what's going on in its face. I'd like to see a zoomed in version of that, because right now it looks like a, like, terrifying demon face shape. But maybe that's actually fitting. They're just showing their inside on their outside if they have a terrifying demon face. Kind of interesting seeing. I haven't, of course, gone through the landscapes of these areas. I was kind of breezing through with the book quest, but it's interesting to see the comparison between, like, what it was like in, I guess this was Central Gondor questing, but what it was like for the Central Gondor questing here, and what it was like for the King's Gondor, Western King's Gondor questing here. And not just questing, but landscape and enemies as well. Like, there are some spiders, but not as many. We've also run into some orcs. I don't know if they're huge orc tribes up in the north. We'll see. I don't know where all we're visiting. Might as well pick me up some quests here, just in case we happen to run into them. I don't know who Borhador is, but we have to talk to them. Okay, so we have bottom west. We have southwest and then southeast to talk to people. Cat is back. See, she doesn't look like either of those orange cats. Keyboard cannot see. Okay, so we have ginger cat right there, and then we have, well, we had Piper. I feel like I need to clean my inventory because it's so messy. I think the first step, actually, if I were to... okay, guys, we're going south. I didn't hear her decision on that. But I am going to put stuff in my vault. I'll be our gift box. So it looks like there are orcs here for the deed. I guess, yes, we did pick up, I'm trying to remember, there have actually been a lot of deeds, but we did pick up orc and spider slayer. It looks like the quest deeds are zone specific rather than region specific. The first quest deed is 12. I don't know if there's an advanced version, advanced and final version, but I guess we're going south. The fluffer cat looks more like Piper, the second option. She's not that chunky. She might be about as big. I really have no idea where we're going. It sounds like they were getting some things mixed up on where we were going, which explains all the back and forth and not knowing where we're going, essentially. Give me some... I was about to say Gundabad Skarn, but it's not only not Gundabad, but it's also iron and not Skarn, which is an amazing change. We've had so much Skarn lately. It's so nice to be back to like an actual thing that's not Skarn. Sounds like we're gonna try Spider Slayer deed somewhere in Blackroot Vale. Because I guess that's what we're headed to. We're getting progress on the Beast Slayer deed and just some random stuff here, but really not getting much of anywhere. Oh no, we turned into a raid. Are we getting more people in the group? That's not good. That's fine, but it means we're all not gonna get XP now. Oh hey, a tier 15 essence, my first one, I think. 3,551 finesse. That's pretty good item level for the level 141 yellow essence, but I guess that's pretty standard in LOTRO as in from the previous expansion, and maybe the one before that as well, but I don't pay quite as much attention, or don't quite remember. Yeah, I don't have a summoning horn. What was I gonna... Oh yeah, so I don't have any gear that actually uses essence slots, but when I craft myself my Umbari gear, I think it takes. Yes, level cap is 150. The landscape in these areas are nice. That's one thing I've tried to highlight in all my talking about New Gondor being less exciting than Umbar. Is... Whoa. Is that it's still really nice to have New Gondor. This is new old Gondor, but also the new Gondor, as an outer Gondor, like Anfilis and Penethgelen and the such. So I think we're getting somebody summoned, or splitting into 2 groups of 3. Okay, we don't have a captain in the group. That's good. Well, not good, but that's fine. Oh, we're getting one more person though, so I think we'll be at 7 once they get invited and log in. I'm actually curious with all the beasts that we've killed, how many Umbari hides I have. I don't know how many I need. I think, what is it, like 6 leathers per piece of gear? So I need, what, like 15 more to craft something like that if I do 6 pieces. I probably wouldn't do the cloak. Although I guess I could do the cloak just to see how it compares, but it's going to be really hard to beat the Shield of the Hammerhand. And I don't care about it for cosmetic. That's actually why I mostly want the gear. Oh no, we aren't gonna get loot. That's the big thing with a raid. I won't actually get any. Wow, that's such a huge loss. Like, we could split into, almost it might be better to split into 2 groups, but then we can't keep track of everybody, but even if you got like 1/7 the drops, if you had 7 people in a group, if they went back to that old system, that'll be so much better. But it's so like, that's why I hate it when we actually get over 6 people in these groups, because it just like, it makes the rewards drop dramatically. Like, one of the benefits of doing this is just how much loot we get, because LOTRO doesn't split your loot by the number of members in the group. But then once you get above that threshold of 6 members in the group, your loot completely drops. I'm gonna try Seaside Black Ash Branches. Unfortunately, I pulled an orc, though. I really wonder if it would be better if we split into like a group of 3 and 4 so we could get loot. Because I think a member in each of the fellowships would still have to hit the mob. You don't get loss of loot up to 6 players, but you completely lose loot if you have a raid, which is, you have to like go convert your fellowship to raid here. And you do that if you have more than 6 people in the group. But 1 member in each group has to tap the mob, I think, for that group, for that fellowship, to use LOTRO's terms, to get credit. So it actually really slows you down having more than 6 people try to do these. At least with mobs that, even if they don't die, instantly die as fast as they are. So now I'm going to shift my focus to probably gathering. Probably should be doing that anyway. I just started to actually think about it. I'd probably rather overall ores compared to wood. Lumber camp. I wonder if they'll try to do a forester crafting event here. Be at least in a new area. Actually, I don't know if we're getting anything specific here. Just gotta make sure I tap everything. That's my job here for our group. Make sure they're tapped. I was gonna head to gather that. Yeah, loot up to 6 players is the same as solo. So if you have a full fellowship running through the landscape, you can actually just multiply the loot you get from a mob. Like this one wolf, for example, could drop like 1 Umbari hide for everybody in the fellowship because loot is individual in LOTRO now. But as y'all might see, cat causing issues, as y'all might see, we get 0 hides now. Oh, y'all probably don't see because it's right behind the face cam, but ooh, oh, there were ores here. Oh, there still are. The dwarf missed them somehow. Oh, I don't have my subscribers jug or anything like that. Wait, I have my town services though. How do I not have my subscribers jug? Well, that's strange. Oh well. Because I did have my subscribers jug buff, but maybe the town services last longer than the jug buff. And we also don't get XP. That's another one of the big things. I did mention that, and I don't care too much about this character's XP. I guess I've caught up, or the quests have caught up to me. But because I had a level or 2 head start, I'm actually not that worried about it. I don't even mind starting the shield isles a little bit under leveled. But yeah. Rain bad for farming, good for playing music. Yep. Okay, we have to count the orcs. The LOTRO wiki apparently says there are 30 orcs. So we've killed 4. We've killed 5, 6. I'm keeping track. That's 7 orcs. Y'all can help me count if you want. Okay, so those will be 10, 11, 12. This will be 13 in the south camp. Yeah, just 13, including the south camp. Yeah, just the 3 up here. So that's still 13. Let me make sure I don't miss anything to the west. Okay, doesn't look like I am. Let's see, I think they're killing 1 bonus 1. So there were 13. Was that too good? So that's number 14, I believe. 15, 16 up there, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 21 actually within inside the camps, but if we're going for all of Gishru, this orc is outside of it. So I counted, and there are only 21 orcs. There are supposed to be 30 orcs. That's what they at least said the LOTRO wiki promised. Yeah, if we did miss, I did not count that. I'm also not counting these orcs that are outside Gishru. Yeah, that's why I didn't count them. It is... Yeah, I'm actually curious. They mentioned the cave is not available, so I'm wondering what... Oh, where is the cave? Landscape basically refers to just like open world. Oh yeah, looks like there is a cave in. I think we're just waiting for mob respawns. I can try to count again to see if there was some issue, but I counted 21. That was nowhere close to 30. Rune Keeper? That is a class that I'm playing. And yes, the... Sorry, I just saw the comment looking over about the... I missed that one. Alue missing comments. That is the opposite of heresy. But it's... Yeah. I can't believe the dwarf missed the ore deposit after he sniffed the one out like a mile away. I actually really want to test the deeds, because that could actually not be the case, but I have to have the hunter in my group and the burglar in my group not touch the mob. I think they touched that one. But I need them to not touch a mob, so it's 48 who's up there. Okay, so he's already touched that one. Okay, we should be at 49.50. Okay, so we're gonna get those. We're gonna get that one either way. Hey, paper. Okay, 3. Let's see if we get 3. We got 1. We're probably gonna hit all of them. Wait, 1 died and I did not get it. Yeah, so we only got 1 out of the 3 there. Let's see if that happens again. No, we should hit both of those, so I should be at 59. Yeah. Is it better if the cat is, instead of rubbing against the microphone and making wonderful whatever noises for y'all to hear, is it better that she is not doing that, but she's staring at the screen? I think she's learning. Studying LOTRO here. How not to play Rune Keeper. This cat's name is Piper. The other cat's name that y'all cannot even see is Lexi. I guess we're getting the full Orc Slayer here, so we're gonna be circling back a bit. Missed 2. Wait, this one's Piper, not Lexi. It was like 5, I think. I think it was 5, not quite 2. And my favorite area is the Elven Quarters. I don't actually know if it's my favorite. It's a nice area, but I just haven't done enough with it to call it my favorite. For context, we're talking about Return to Moria. Which I really like the Elven Quarters, but something a little bit off about it to me. Not that it's like a lush elven area inside of Moria, but that it's... Where are we at? 79, okay. Outpost to 80, but we're on advanced and we should get one since we hit that. I want to track this again because I did see that one time, but I want to see again if they can get a kill without anybody in my group tapping it. So they have 3 there. 4. Okay. So it should go up to 7. I think it will, yeah. And yeah. And then that'll be 9 for us. I think we hit everything. Hang on, I was trying to observe that again. Your main character is about to enter Moria. Hopefully you enjoy Moria. I feel like it can still be a little bit divisive. Some people don't like it. Some people do. I don't mind it. I haven't really wanted to do a playthrough in Moria for a while, but I don't mind it. There, as much as I hated, like, I absolutely despised Moria back when, like, around Rides of Isengard level cap time. But I will admit there are some parts about it that were nice. Like on my Rune Keeper, and this is when LOTRO was a little bit harder. For reference, I was able to solo an elite, which to me was like a really big achievement, so I actually like that part. But I would just always fall to my death, and I blame mostly LOTRO for it. I didn't like the navigation and the such, but it was also really tough on my Rune Keeper, which is who I went through Moria first on. I think we'll be at 17. Let's see if whoever's over here gets a kill before we get there. Wait, I can't actually tell who that is. It looks, I was gonna say it kind of looks like a burglar, but almost looked like a mariner. So not only are they a stealthy burglar, they're kind of disguised. Yeah, I can definitely have fun in Moria now as well. I like the south zones, or deeper zones, if you want to go that way. Wait. Oh, those aren't the shoulders I've equipped. I'm like, can I actually equip this resistance essence? My favorite thing. We're gonna be here a while if we're getting all of our orc slayers here. This is gonna take the rest of our evening. But I kind of wonder, I haven't obviously explored too much, but I do kind of wonder if there's a better place to get orcs or like an alternate place. Because this is a little bit repetitive at this point, I'll say. It's not too bad though for a Slayer deed, like in terms of repetitiveness, but it's just not that big of a camp, and there's not much to it that makes it interesting at all. I don't know how we're doing with the two groups, but I have 40 out of 160 on the advanced. Oh, I missed it. I got distracted by a phone notification and I missed my cat do... It sounds like she gave the screen a good smacking. Must have seen something worth hunting. Okay, so... Okay, sounds like we have somebody that is scouting out some spiders for us. I think we have a couple people actually scouting for us. Don't mind these orcs shooting me. I think everybody's here, so we're good. We'll need floaty names on. It gets a bit crowded with a group, but you can actually turn off friendly floaty names, which I think is normally great for like group content and the such, but sometimes it's nice to see friendly player floaty names on. It's just in... Oh, what'd you do? In combat... It. Yeah, can definitely be annoying. Get some strong headbutts today. I really do think today is the Piper stream and not the... That was my water bottle. Not good thing it was closed, but not going off the desk, but being knocked down. 49. They always run past this camp for some reason. I was gonna say, I seem to be surviving that quite well, but maybe that is owed to the water lore healing me. I think we got those. I wonder what... I assume the crafted armor looks just like this. Oh, Viper, she was attacking the bear. But... Umber is the color in that. Or did I click that? No, I think it's Umber. Wait, let me reset, that'll tell me. Okay, it might not actually be Umber. I just thought it was really funny if the default color for... Wait. Hold up. Okay, it's not Umber. But I was going to see, I wouldn't oddly mind keeping the purple theme here. I need to actually catch up with my group though. Oh, that does not die well, unfortunately. That's really unfortunate. I feel like that could that could have definitely been something I wanted for cosmetic. I didn't realize I could cheat and go ahead and look at what it had. It was supposed to be a surprise when I crafted the armor. Because I've been looking for a new cosmetic set, but since they have like one cosmetic per region, even if it's all a bunch of different pieces of gear, it's all the same cosmetic typically. That means that I probably won't want to use that because it dies quite horribly. Like, to me, it's always strange when a gear piece or cosmetic piece in LOTRO, the dye is to like a secondary component of it instead of its primary. Like, this is the little teal color there. Very secondary to this. I'd consider at least this light gray sash-ish looking thing to be the primary on that. Wonder how we're doing. 72 out of 160, not too bad. Sounds like we might be able to get more orcs outside of this camp as well, just maybe less concentrated. But Shadram, you said you are getting... Oh, wait, I missed more comments than I thought I did. But you said, M. Night Shyamalan, you said that you are required... What levels are required for Moria? Moria begins at level 50. So the Walls of Moria is going to be level 50. And that is how you get your legendary items. You can do those quests as... You can do those quests as low as level 45, but 50 is the proper start for Moria. And then the quests inside will be, once you get to that point, they will actually be level 51, technically. I believe, unless something has changed, which is very unlikely, but possible. But yeah, it's 50 to 60 is Moria. That's the short version. But you said, Shadram, that you're getting close to Moria on your Treebeard character. Oh yeah, it will be interesting to see how it plays out with reduced XP. I feel like with the reduced XP and Treebeard, Moria probably wouldn't be too bad, especially if you do the instances and instance quests. Those give tons of XP. And there's also just a ton of them. Piper's hunting again. Hunting pixels. Are we gonna... Are we going to just wrap up after this run while we're here west? Oh, I meant in this camp. Yeah, as we're done with this lap, do we just want to continue west? Ah. Either way. Moria was dark. Although, from what I've heard, it sounds like Standing Stone Games is planning for their next low-level zone to be a Moria alternative. Which is, again, if y'all saw my video way back about What ended up being Before the Shadow, I thought that was the perfect location for a Moria alternative. It of course worked well for Before the Shadow as well, but it was like in terms, yeah, geographically, the perfect location for a Moria alternative. Usually my cats aren't quite this attentive to screens. They have actually, over the past year, past few months especially, become like really attentive to screens. I used to just not even pay attention to them pretty much. But now my other cat just likes watching my screen, and occasionally they get caught on usually catch them. Yeah. People are wondering the ruckus Piper found these. Wait, actually, no, I can't show the brand until they sponsor me. They have to pay me for product placement. If anybody knows cat treat companies that are looking for to sponsor a YouTube channel to increase their reach, send them my way. I don't know if this was mentioned, but splitting groups could also be useful to get loot. Also, oh sure, we don't have to, but I was just thinking like I don't really care about XP, but the loot is what I'm greedy about. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did, because I actually was testing that, and I saw one time I didn't get credit when nobody in my group tapped the mob. We could we could have split the groups quite a while ago, but I am kind of happy that we did now. It just kind of splits us. I mean, that's the effect of it. It's hard to keep track of everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, this looks like a spider den. And now we can, yeah, do quests. We can do all sorts of stuff that you can't do in a raid. So I'm basically going to run around tapping things and healing myself because I don't want to cause anybody to miss mobs. I do not believe that I killed that spider, but it disappeared. So if you use a level skip, does it do all the epic quests? I think you can go back and do at least most of them. There might be some that autocomplete that you won't be able to do, but for the most part you can go back and do quests at least. I'm not 100% sure what is for them to like properly progress your character. I don't know what they have to complete. Here's spider egg sac. Oh, Angmar, you would have to do them to pass the Watcher Stone. If that is what you're wondering. Hey, level up. Darmatum. Darmatum? It's probably closer to what it's supposed to be. There really weren't many spiders here, but it wasn't too terrible. At least got us out of the work camp. Is it just me or did they change outfits? I still actually need to defeat one more spider. There's the other group. It's hard to keep track of people. Oops. How much have I been typing in kin chat? Wow. I think that's been Piper, not me. Oh boy, my phone is not working. Oh, that's a... There. It's actually hard to get a good picture signature. It could have another color dot in the radar map for enemies that become gray color, different from red dot, but at least something. Oh yeah, if you're over leveled. I thought there might have actually been a way, I kind of forget. Like, yeah, won't be. I don't know, I'd have to look through the settings, but I thought there might have been one to actually show that. It could just be quest that I'm thinking though. It would be the map radar. Show location, maybe. I think it would be in UI settings. I don't think it should be in social or chat or combat. I think it would be in UI settings. But I'm actually kind of curious now, as we're kind of just sitting here. Maybe I should have started from the top. Red quest icons. Maybe not. There might be an add-on for it. That seems a little much for LOTRO's, like within LOTRO's add-on limitations, but this is way after I sent it, but I just realized LOTRO censors its own word when I typed it into KinChat. Like I just copied and pasted. Normally I don't have the censor thing turned on, but they censor that. And it's a word that they say in the game, and it's not even a bad word. Wow. Thank you, Nathan. I am. Yes. If you consider zapping things with lightning for my horse shooting. It does less damage and it at least makes sure that my group gets the tag. Oh, you definitely don't have to have your virtues close to max, but yeah, if you have that feeling, it can definitely be like, can be very easy to over a level. Virtues can be quite tough, especially if you try to do all of them, never mind just like 5 that you have slotted. It can be quite tough to keep up. I wonder with the stat revamp, like Zeal was already an option for a Warden, if something like that will be more appealing. The problem with Determination is it is physical mastery, not tactical mastery. Probably won't have much effect. I feel like it's mainly with Zeal for physical classes that aren't might based. But the main stat virtues are honestly not that efficient, again, unless stat revamp changed that. So it's something that doesn't really matter, but there used to be like more glass cannon oriented Warden builds that would just run Zeal if you didn't need defenses at all. It's just like that was your 5th option for that. Got the ore node before you did. I actually don't know where we're going. Oh, I lost the race. I mean, I'm just happy. Kinda almost died there. I wonder how much of the lore master was healing me when we were in the raid. Oh, they're still healing me. Yeah, I will say I like that it's not Scorn, and we at least have Iron again. That is her. She messed up my camera. My cat. They finally caught on to my cat typing stuff in the kin chat. Oh wow. I really have no idea what we're doing right now. I guess Spider Slayer deed. Oops. Yeah, Stone of the Tortoise is nice to prevent the overleveling. I kind of... It can be nice for certain things. 1 second. There we go. Okay, it can be nice for certain things, but I really hate the stopping your leveling progression in an MMO. That's just so, like, anti-MMO to me. We're not even on the map. I'm guessing these just match the, like, Central Gondor maps, but it seems like they could remake it for this, where it actually maybe zoomed out just slightly so you can see yours. There's a similar issue in, like, Upper Lebanon or Lower Lebanon, which is not ideal. Don't mind me just running into a tree. Wait, I'm actually healing him? Sorry, there's just right as I was saying that, a comment from the Discord. They were talking about dodo birds. But the comment with dodo bird led to doo-doo bird, which just caught me off guard. But anyway, I guess the worsted skills on the Rune Keeper just heal those around you and not necessarily in your fellowship. That's what I have learned. I don't know which ones even do that. This one is inspires a friendly target, so I inspire myself. This one is going to be, yeah, 40 meters around me. Alright, that's pretty good. I mean, it's just like a few hundred morale every few seconds, so it's like nothing to us. This time it's peanuts. Last time it was peas, but this time I think that is actually peanuts. It's at least something. Yeah, that's why I don't like the Stone of the Tortoise as well. You are permanently losing out on XP, really. Wonder where I got all this filth. Wait, salty filth? And salty all the way up here. I think it's supposed to be from Umbar, but oily furs, salty filth. That's kind of funny. Shell-studded carapaces. It's all Umbar stuff, but it's here in Gondor. That was like, this was all Gondor before, and it wasn't salty. And suddenly now that it's King's Gondor, it is salty. But that's actually because it's Umbar. It would be nice, though, with the Stone of the Tortoise, as you mentioned, no, if you could store your XP for your character, so you could just gain it back as bonus XP. Like, you'd almost get a blue bar of XP, as you do now. Or, not as you do now, but as you can now. Yeah, it would be nice if it converted that to blue bar XP. You could kind of bank up tons of XP, but you'd still have to get it that way. It's not like once you turn it off, you just suddenly magically get the XP. But then bonus XP. And it'd also be based on your current level, so it wouldn't even bank up that much because the amount of XP you need increases as you level up. So I could actually see that working really well without being abused too much, but that's a dangerous line of thinking. Should I just one-shot the spider? Oh, never mind. Trying to one-shot would have been the better way to put it, but... That would honestly, that would make me love the Stone of the Tortoise, even if you still have to do technically more work overall, like you have to do more XP gaining. I would actually love the Stone of the Tortoise with that, because right now I just, as I mentioned, I don't like that it just completely halts your progress, which to me is completely anti-MMORPG. Even though it's very common in LOTRO because it's so easy to out-level things and people like to do stuff on level, which makes sense. Also, 1 second. I was going to change the blankets up for the cat, but she had already settled in a little bit, so I could have made them, I don't know, more comfortable. And yeah, that's the nice thing about the tortoise, is the staying on level and not becoming over leveled and all that sort of stuff. Oops, accidentally killed it. Yeah, reduced XP gain. I would typically prefer that. Again, that wouldn't have the exact same use as the Stone of the Tortoise, because I guess one thing I didn't get to was the purposes of Stone of the Tortoise for like level locking your character to run raids and the such on level, like level 50, for example, to run. You could do Helagrod, even though that's a scaling raid, but the Rift, that's the one I was thinking. The Rift, and then you could also do like level 75 for the non-scaling instances. You could do all the Rise of Isengard stuff that doesn't scale, and you could do the same for, yeah, I think just Isengard. Oh, Moria would be the other one. But yeah, if there was one that was like, you get 20% XP, that one might sound silly, but it'd be nice. It would also be nice with something like that, like they have on the Treebeard and Shadowpact server. Well, I don't remember what Treebeard has, but if you got like increased Virtue XP or something, that's almost like converting character XP to Virtue XP that way. That'd be pretty neat. It is nice we're getting loot, but I don't think we're getting many hides here. Let me see. I did want to see actually. So I can make 26, which I think I said I needed 36, so we're a bit behind on that. I really don't know how much longer I'll be able to stay after the kin event is done, but maybe we can do a little bit of beast hunting. Probably not too much though. Instead of Stone of the Tortoise, Stone of the Turtle. Good work. Oh, there's an orc. Oh no, I'm missing spiders. I think I'm just being a bit selfish because I actually want beasts. Because I want the hides. I feel like they're gonna run away any moment here. Oh well, I might have killed them all. Oops. Yeah, I didn't have my buff. It's safe. Oh, see, I'm already yawning so much, so I don't think I'll be able to stay much longer. I don't even know I don't know if we're trying to finish the Spider Slayer deed. This place isn't that great, but I don't know if there are, say, any alternatives. I thought I heard Blackroot Vale might have had a location for them, but yeah, these are honestly a little bit of slow deeds that we're working on today. I thought it sounded like we were going to be moving around a lot more and doing like explorer deeds, but this is good too. I just wasn't prepared for it. And this particular location is kind of slow. Ah yes, my parry rating bracelets. I'm actually supposed to be wearing those because I signed up for this group as a tank because of those. Yeah, I'm not actually wearing them. I guess my chipped twisting tin grave band, the one with the mitigation, resistance, and vitality, kind of counts for that. One thing I've also been thinking with a stat revamp, it seems like, wait, what were the stats on that? I already lost it. Where did that bracelet go? Was it this one? Yes. One thing I've been thinking is, I think, does World of Warcraft do this now, where the jewelry pieces like don't even have main stats? It almost seems like that would work really well in LOTRO with all the main stat issues they've been having. And like with the stat revamp, it seems like that would simplify things a lot for them and help make gear better. Not better as in more powerful, but just like do gear better than they do now. Yep. It's been tapped. Yeah. I wonder if this character even had any 131 traceries. He might have. No, he has a lot of 121 traceries. I didn't even realize that. I really could improve that. Oh, that might explain. No, that would not explain my damage reduction. Because I would have had that before I started questing. You might remember I mentioned that my crits of Epic Conclusion used to be 60k, and then suddenly I went to the new zone and they were like 30k. I thought maybe that's because, hey, I got level 141 and all those traceries got deactivated. But that was actually unrelated, because I already had all that before that point. It seems to be the mobs just are beefier here, level 141 plus in the new areas. So much so that I do half the damage on a good crit. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff I could open and probably use on this character to get some baseline traceries. Also, we have had Piper, but y'all might have seen come up is Lexi. Now it's her turn to watch the screen. She's watching the dog right now. Oh, she's seeing the bear. I know y'all can't see her, but she's ready to she's ready to smack something. I'll get a picture on my phone for y'all. Oops, now I fell. Now I can't even see what's going on. There we go. I got it. Okay, this should be easy enough to see for a moment there. I think the camera will refocus. There she is. Smacking my dog. Which is not a good thing for their claws, presumably. I don't like them doing that. Oh my, she is just going after things. She's in a hunting mood. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, I read your name no, and I was like, no crafted gear viable. You said crafted gear viable, but raid gear better to reward them for grinding the raids. Wait, let me move up. I need some context. You said that one thing MMO struggle with is balance casual solo players with raiders for gear. If they make top tier gear only attainable for raids, then solo players get shafted and have to make crafted gear viable, but raid gear better to reward them for grinding the raids. Yeah, I think it's a tough thing, especially in a game like LOTRO. There are probably other MMOs like this where there's a pretty big portion of the player base that just plays solo. I tend to think that solo gear doesn't actually have to inherently be worse than raid gear, but similarly, say, difficult to acquire. But there's usually not that type of content for solo players. Like if you had a solo player, like solo only, not duo. We have to exclude duo because that's a thing in LOTRO that everything solo is like duoable pretty much. Not exactly, but like delvings and the such, you can run them duo. If you have something that's as time consuming and as difficult as the raid, I don't see a problem with the gear that you get out of it being just as good as raid gear. But there's just not much of that. There are delvings now, but those are complicated by you being able to run them duo, and now there are even 3-man, 6-man versions. So it's not necessarily the easiest thing to I think design, as you mentioned, for like solo players. Like even if you're not necessarily a casual, but like a hardcore solo player, that is a possibility, like being able to get top tier gear. But if you only have that available from raids, it does feel like solo players kind of get the shaft and can't improve their character. I know I haven't played WoW much lately, but I know you can get pretty decent gear solo in that game, but it really does push you, at least last time I played, to either raiding or doing the mythic dungeons, Mythic Plus, which I wasn't ever really the biggest fan of. One thing I actually liked about World Quests in WoW was running into other people. It was all, mostly at least, solo content. Some of it was very much so more group oriented, but that is one thing I liked about that, is you could just like go out and play and go out into the world and do world quests and get gear that way. It of course wasn't as good as like the raid or mythic plus gear, but it was kind of decent. They should do like, is that the new thing in WoW, the delves? They made delvings in WoW for people that don't know where they are making. I have no idea what the yeah, if you stand, like they have little indicators for where you stand where you can skip at least some of it. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Accidentally pushed my push to talk. I accidentally pushed my push to talk. I was actually trying to think of something to say, but I didn't have anything. But I would not mind if 3-mans were harder on LOTRO. So they have 5 tiers of difficulty for 3-mans, and I love 3-mans. I think they're the... I used to like 6-mans the best, but nowadays I've been liking 3-mans the best. That could partially be because I don't like the actual 6-mans, like the content of them that they've released lately. But I wouldn't actually mind if they made 3-mans harder and like basically made whatever max difficulty 3-man, max difficulty 6-man, max difficulty raid, made all them like equally difficult for the group size, and just have basically not the same rewards, different rewards, but same general power level, like same item level. It seemed like LOTRO was going that route when they started to add more difficulty tiers, but it just hasn't worked out that way. And I think they have the archaic, like, has really rude connotation to it, but I would describe old style of, like, the order of progression is based on group size, where it's solo, it's 3-man, 6-man, then raid. That's like the progression, instead of having the progression be like all of those can get same type of stuff, but they have to actually design content for that specifically. Like, one thing that I'm not too familiar with what that WoW did, it's the easiest game for me to draw to because it's the other MMO I've played the most. Basically the only other one that I've actually played much endgame in. One thing that I did like, or I kind of remember in WoW, is that they had like these solo challenge things. I don't think I ever did them. I don't think I played when they introduced them. But they were like very challenging pieces of content that you could do solo only. But presumably they had good rewards out of them. But if they had stuff like that in LOTRO, again, delvings can kind of be that thing, but also not really. I also think there's a lot of perhaps interesting things they could do to make progression within a level cap more interesting. Because to me, one of LOTRO's biggest issues within an expansion and within a level cap is the progression, item level, vertical progression in terms of item level during that level cap. It, of course, I think there's the feeling of upgrading your character and becoming more powerful over time that people probably like. Yeah, mage towers. I don't think I ever did those again, but I've heard of them. I thought maybe there was other stuff. But what was I going on about? Oh yeah, so the increase in item level within expansion, there's something about it that just hasn't worked that well, at least to me, for both level 130 and 140. And I think one of the big things is how it makes older content much less relevant. And one of LOTRO's issues with expansion, and especially new expansions and level caps, is the lack of content that is actually relevant and rewarding for you to run. Even though there is tons of potential content in the game through old pieces of content. It is old content, but kind of like how WoW has time walking. If they had something like that in LOTRO, well, they actually kind of do. They have featured instances, but they're the most rewarding. They're actually kind of rewarding right now. But they're also like super easy, not much difficulty to them. And then there's also delvings. So you can always run, like you can do your daily delving with that, but right now they're not very rewarding for level 150. They will reward yellow gear. I don't know if it'll be any good yellow gear, but it's like you can already get purple gear from crafting and like the reputation and maybe allegiances or something, which of course you can't even get all that. $90. But then there's also the challenge, I think, of not making it feel like you're forced to do every little piece of content just to get a daily completed. So I don't know. I do remember at level 100 when they like first introduced featured instances, to me that was like really fun. I had a lot of fun doing group content in LOTRO then. That might have actually been one of the most fun eras just in general to just simply run group content for me in the game. 130 was pretty good as well. By time they had like Shakalash, but it was pretty much just that one instance that I'd commonly run. I don't know where we're going. I just know we're going. I don't know where we're going. I'm gonna gather some more to not look suspicious. I wonder how common Red Sea stones are. I've heard they're very, very low drop rate from crafting nodes. It seems like that should be the most common area to get them rather than from some random like mission weekly or just something that's not directly crafting. And Final Fantasy XIV, I'm not too familiar with their endgame, but from what I understand, it's also more cosmetic oriented, kind of like what I understand of Guild Wars 2. But I really don't know. But you said that it gives currency to upgrade your gear, and it's a leveling dungeon. Oh, daily, that gives you currency to upgrade your gear, and it's a leveling dungeon, so it scales you to that dungeon, and everyone does it. And that way leveling dungeons are always relevant. That's one of the challenges in LOTRO. I would absolutely love if they introduce some sort of scaling like that. But there are so many, because LOTRO has so many systems that make your character so much more powerful. Even if you just like, if I scaled my character stats down to what a level 30 character stats would be, given the same like quality of gear, I would be so I don't know if there are enough so's. I would be like so much more powerful than them. You see me hovering over the legendary weapon, partially because of that. That's actually a really big reason. Also because of virtue traits, they could scale those down though, so that one would be a little bit solvable. But also because of clash traits, that's another pretty big one. But they would have to somehow work out how to take care of all that stuff, but I would love to have some sort of scaling down feature like that in LOTRO where it's relevant to run, like you'd be able to run leveling dungeons like Great Barrow. I'd be able to just join a level 20 group in Great Barrow as a level 143 character, get something relevant for my level 143 character, but also not be way overpowered. They also have scaling up in LOTRO, actually, with the epic battles. They do have that scaling, but that's exactly where you see how weak low-level characters are and how strong high-level characters are. So if you scale down, you're much more powerful. If you scale up, you're much weaker. And as far as scaling up goes, that also is how it works in PvMP. If you scale up from a low-level character, you're going to be way weaker, which really is not helpful in a PvP scenario. I know there are also some issues with it even in games that have had it. I'm not familiar with issues with it in Final Fantasy, but in World of Warcraft I know there have been some, say, oddities in power level where like the last time I played, at least, if you were like the whatever the lowest levels are possible to run dungeons, you would be much more powerful than like a level 30 or 40 character. You just keep getting weaker as you leveled up. That would have been in actually would have been in not BFA. Oh no, not BFA. And not Shadowlands. But in Dragonflight. Or at least the pre-patch to Dragonflight and Dragonflight itself. The WoW expansions. There's like Shadowfax is like, or not Shadowfax. That's LOTRO. Shadowlands is like bottom tier by a very wide margin, and then it's like for me, BFA, and those two are like far on the bottom. Then probably Cataclysm, Legion, those two aren't that great. And then Warlords of Draenor. Maybe Warlords of Draenor down there with those two. And the rest of them I've actually found pretty enjoyable. Even if I haven't played like Dragonflight much, I enjoyed it a lot there. Okay, so I think I'm going to see what gear I can craft. I doubt I've gotten many hides on my Warden, but we will see. So I think my crafting character is another Rune Keeper, oddly enough, and his name is Legan. So we'll send him the Taylor scroll cases. Thanks. See y'all. Okay, so we're all done with the group stuff if you were curious, but I do want to send, oh boy, I have so many crafting carryalls. That wasn't supposed to happen, but I have tons of crafting carryalls on this character, which is actually in a way a good thing. So I'm going to, just to make sure I have all that stuff caught up, I guess I gotta take them out first. We'll send him 500 Gunabad hides. And then probably the Frostwine branches, just in case I want those on him as well. Universal solvents, have no need for those on this character, and I have 29 of them. That's another thing. Ooh, I have a red sea stone. I didn't even realize that. But that is another thing that I really don't like with LOTRO crafting. There's a chance that after all the crafting revamp stuff is done, the #1 issue will be universal solvents. Actually, that'd be #2 behind one-time use recipes, but besides one-time use recipes, I think that's the most annoying thing about crafting. Okay, got that stuff sent. I am going to check my Warden just to see what she has. She might have, he might have scroll cases. Not looking forward to return of the solvent meta, yeah. There are so many issues with solvents. It's so tough to call things technically pay to win in LOTRO. I mean, you already have to basically define what win is, but universal solvents are essentially, not exactly, but essentially pay money to craft items. And I don't think that's good. But there are some ways to get universal solvents in game. That's where they get you on the technicality. You can just buy universal solvents in the LOTRO store, and there you go, you have a bunch of them. Or you can take a very long time to get a very small amount of them doing in-game activities. They're also, at least used to be, I think, maybe I'm getting it confused with something else, but from what I remember, they're also like very, very low drop rate in instances. So like from bosses and dungeons. And then some weeklies will contain one. Like I think the missions weekly can contain one. Or again. Oh yeah, I forgot what character I logged into. So I need to see if this character has acquired any of the new, they wouldn't be in there. Oh, I sent that to my Rune Keeper, so probably not. Any of the Gunabad hides, essentially, that's what I was looking for. I do have one Gunabad board. Neat. I actually kind of need to level this character. Oh, you know what we could do? Because I do want to level this character. I didn't get his LI fix, so I'm still using this Javelin. That's the state of my warden right now. But all I need to do, I used to actually know what essences was, or what tracery. They're basically the same thing. I used to know what tracery it was. It's nice that you can scroll this horizontally, but overall the UI here is still kind of bad. But yes, I used to know what tracery it was. So we gotta press H, and then we got to find my javelin that I can't equip because it has the same tracery. And it's also, I can't even do this spear and this javelin. Like, I can't, because they have the same traceries. Okay, so let me open some of these purple tracery boxes. We'll see until I can replace. So basically, I believe that the javelin is the one I've been working up. 5. Let me see what the mastery cooldown is on the javelin. That will reveal all-ish to me. I believe so. This one has a lot of the new stuff, and it has mastery cooldown, which is gold 141. So I think it's the spear that I need to replace something that is a duplicate on the javelin. So the javelin has, if you all see it, you can let me know. Way of the Spear. I thought it might have been Way of the Spear. I guess not. Oh, marked and diminished target. So we'll see if I can replace marked and diminished target with Gambit Builder damage. And now, can I equip the javelin? I can equip the javelin! We fixed my allies! I have 2 allies again! That'll be so nice. And I only had to open 1 box. That means I can either save those or, I don't know, eventually do something with them. It's not technically the tracery that I want. Yeah, I don't see any reason I'd want Gambit Builder damage, but it lets me equip the allies. And now, we can do Warg Pins. That's just something random, because that drops hides, and I know I needed more hides. Okay, Missions Wrapper can get you those. The universal solvents. And then hello, Bella. If y'all are wondering, I have cat in the way of chat. So let me just send, or not send, but show you all the cat blocking the chat. You probably can't see it, but there's the cat blocking my chat. They need to fix LI. There are too many slots. I get the idea of having a bunch of slots because it makes it seem like your character is all powerful and such, and there's like progression with it, but I would agree. Lately, which has actually been the past quite while, so not very recently, but lately in general, I really have been thinking that despite the weapon being very important to your damage, especially in LOTRO, they have really strong scaling of your damage based on your weapon. I can't help but think the game would be quite a bit better if they just deleted LIs. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but the way they have it, especially with the revamp, I know I talked about this with the revamp, like when it came out, but it just seemed like so much of a wasted opportunity, or a missed opportunity, maybe a better way to put it. I'm gonna die here. Nah, we're good. Let's just do damage. We don't need to worry about healing or anything. Okay, I need to take more damage, so never surrender triggers. There we go, we got it. Now I gotta stay alive because I'm going to have reduced incoming healing because never surrender triggered because Warden revamp stuff. It's all good though. I was gonna say I can probably use my stun immunity again. Wow, we've been talking a lot about WoW, and now it's come up. In chat, LOTRO or WoW help you decide. Well, I played LOTRO a lot lately. Even though there are things to complain about, I actually do like this game, believe it or not. I wonder if they still have stun immunity. They sure do. I don't think I have stun immunity anymore. I like that I'm strong enough to take this on, which is kind of crazy considering my gear is pretty much level 140 gear, and this is all like level 148, you know, Umbar stat jump, and all that sort of stuff, but I'm at least able to take it on, so that's pretty nice. Also, I do want to level this character. Oh, actually, do I want to use an XP boost? Ooh, do I want to spend a whole hour? Probably not. I might use an XP boost, though. We'll just have to log out this character real quick and make sure whenever I log into him that I do stuff for XP. So many stuns. And I could actually interrupt them. That's another option. Wait, I used stun immunity. Maybe I was immune to stun immunity, because that's a thing. Where can you see that? Right here. I don't know why my tooltips are displaying in the middle of the screen, probably because I had it set there to record a video, but you all can actually see that now. And now I can kill the goblins now that all the wargs are dead. There's probably a way to do more damage, but I was not prepared to jump into this hecticness, even though I pulled everything there. Okay, goblins are down. That's the tough part. Am I getting Umbar hides? That's the only thing I care about. I got 6 Umbar hides. Okay, that's pretty good. Not really, but it's decent. Now, what I think I will do, we're gonna get stun immunity here. What I think I will do is pull everything. That might seem like a strange strategy, but that's kind of also what I just did, and it worked well enough. I kind of got slow with the killing, though. That's what we gotta keep up. We gotta keep up our damage here. We gotta target the wargs. We gotta turn on floaty names so we can't see anything. The less you can see, the better. I did not mean to activate all that stuff. I am stunned, but I should be getting healed with every attack against me. Although I don't know if that actually works because I'm stunned. Now let's stun them all. Okay, I hate floating names. I was going to pull everything, but I'm kind of having issues here. I gotta keep up the damage, though. Boar's Rush does not do that much damage. That's what I've determined. Gotta keep up my AoE light dots, then. I could actually go with consuming those, but... let's go ahead and get stun immunity. Oh yeah, the warg's howl. I didn't actually realize that debuffed your damage. I never have to pay attention to mechanics. All I know is the goblins just have a stun with no induction. The wargs have a fear that I don't think it's supposed to penetrate through stun immunity because the fear results in a stun. But it is technically a fear, and that one has an induction and it is one you can interrupt. Like this one, Intimidate, right there. If that hits me, which it doesn't appear to have, I think that's the one that stuns. What's with the campfires here? I don't remember being able to click those before. I also don't know why I'm pulling more. I don't have any of my cooldowns. Actually, I do have one cooldown. Am I going to survive? Let me stun them. This is a fun little intermission, though. Okay, so we have one doing that. I don't think I'll interrupt the other one. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Well, while I have this out, might as well bleed one of them. And because why not, let's pull more. We'll give them an incoming damage debuff, and then... I was going to heal myself, but let's actually stun them. And while I'm thinking about that, I'll also give them a debuff. I definitely prefer Spear for Wardens. I don't know if they're still... is there still... I thought they actually gave them a class trait that made Spears just as good as Swords, assuming there's no animation discrepancy. At least animation time discrepancy, but even if that is the case, technically Sword is good for the parry chance, but then you do have the inherent bleed from the spear, which isn't much, but it's kind of something-ish. It's a little contributor to damage. Okay, let's try to consume these. That actually did pretty good. Anyway, that's all I was going to run. I got 2 quests complete, which wasn't really the point. They really nerfed the quest XP in this. But the point was to get Umbari hides, which we got 12 of them. That's good enough for 6 more leathers. So I will send those to whoever I need to, Legan, and then we will switch characters. Dragon's Dogma 2? I have no idea what that game is. What type of game is that? If it has the word dragon and it has the letters that make up the word dog in order, then I'm interested. I do think that Warden is my top class still after all the changes, but I just haven't been quite in the mood for it as much lately. It's fun to play. Like, that was actually really fun running Warg Pens despite all the stuns and fears that make it slightly less fun, but also a bit more of a challenge. I did have fun doing that. And I think once the Delvings come out next week, like the new Delvings and the update to Delvings, and the new missions. The new missions is what I mean, which will be new Delvings, and then also the update to Delvings. I think that will make me want to play my Warden more. So I'll try to passively do some leveling on him the next few days. Maybe every day we can run in and just do something real quick on him, or even do some missions like the Wildwood missions. There's a really easy one to just do. Every day, turn in tasks. I have plenty of task items that I can turn in for Gundabad, and maybe I'll send the Umbar ones I get on my Rune Keeper to him, so he can just turn in the Umbar tasks that are actually level relevant for him. Alright, so this is my different Rune Keeper than we had before. He is my crafting Rune Keeper. So I will take all this stuff, but he has, it looks like 69 Umbar hides, which should be good for what, 30? Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, no. This is going to be my crafting tailor? I think so. Yes, because he has more recipes. That's why I was going to do him. He's actually advanced. Okay, this is going to be a crafting stream, a little bit more so than I thought. It's going to be, we're basically trading, well, we did some questing. We're basically trading our questing time for crafting time, because I have to do more crafting than I thought, but that's okay. I just have to, I might have to send some Minnesithal stuff. No, we're good. And I kind of want to unlock crit. I can't unlock crit right now. We'll make what I can make. And actually, how long does this take to craft? Oh, that's going to take a while. I need to make like, a lot of them. I need to make like 200. I need to do processing. This one I can make real quick. And I don't think I'm at the point where I can do math, but it should be 78. And then I can make one of something else, potentially, like one extract. No, that's going to give me 8. Oh no, this one gives me 8. Wait, what am I making? Shavings? Oh, I'm making the wrong thing. Okay, that's fine. All good. We can just craft and chat. Well, this is going. So Bella, you have a few games you're looking forward to trying, but you also have a few that you're already playing. There are actually some games that I want to try, but I've been having a lot of fun with that Return to Mori game, and that's basically the only new game I've started. Well, it is the only new game I've started since New World. Space Marine 2. I've not heard of that one either. I've had a lot of fun with Return to Moria. Sure, we can pick piece of Mordor snag bark. Why not? Okay, and now we need an even more complicated number. So we need 74. And we get 16 each, so that is not what I meant to do. I think I meant to do 3 more than that. That would make sense. Well, if it's 16... I think I'm going to be 1 short. No, that's 12. Yeah, there we go. 1 was 1 short. That's definitely what I meant. I can make 499. Oh, it's almost worth considering doing the bulk, but I still don't think that'll give me enough XP. Do I just go with the bark? Do I go 78 barks? That's actually like perfect. That's what I would have made anyway. That's pretty crazy. Because this should leave me 1 short, and then I can do 1 leather, and that should actually get me perfectly to 630, if my math is correct, which is probably not. Single player Lord of the Rings game, but your party size is 4, you have multiple classes and can change them at ends. You get, I don't know who Capcorn is, but you get Capcorn's best combat combined with probably the best AI you've seen. Is it a Lord of the Rings game? Dragon's Dogma 2? Or is it a, like, high fantasy game? Because for a moment there, that sounded like Return to Moria. Lord of the Rings game. Party size can actually go up to 8 in that. Multiple classes. That's where you kind of lose Return to Moria. And changing them at ends. And some questionable mob AI. And some simple, but to me, entertaining combat. Okay, so it is not Lord of the Rings, but Tolkien-esque fantasy. That'd be interesting. I shall... What was that noise? I shall go to Google Dragon's Dogma 2. To me, a lot of games like that depend on what the world and gameplay are like. If I'd be interested in them. Hey, it looks like my math was correct. Just 1 more, and there we go. And now we can do Umbar. So I can make Umbar leathers, but I still need to go through Taylor. I have to go through Minas Ithil and Gundabad Taylor, which doesn't look like it's going to be quite as simple. So this one's going to be the same, but we'll do 39 and see where that leads us. I think we'll need to do 1 more, but we'll see where this brings us. I really don't want to go over cap because I would like to save whatever resources I can to master the tier. That way I can eventually master the Gundabad tier, which I have plenty of hides for. And also, so, yeah, I can do Gundabad tier and then eventually master the Umbari tier. That way I can make crit versions of this yellow level 141 gear that I'm going to make right now. I actually wonder if the 141 gear will be better for a character. Wrong one. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and make 1 more. Just go ahead and get that done and over with. I don't think there's a reason I want to craft any of that stuff. That's very yellow armor. Actually, it looks fitting for the character. It's one of those, as I often describe them, outfits. The one I wouldn't quite use, but one that I think looks pretty cool. Normally, I wouldn't think of yellow as like a color that I'd use like that. But I'm actually curious if he dyed them yellow specifically. Yeah, dyed gold. Nice. Also, Vegas Sims. Thank you for the super chat, $10 to get my cat some treats. I don't know if you were here during the treat talk, but I said if anybody knows a cat treat brand that wants to sponsor Someone send them my way. Oh no, I made all bark. Do I go ahead and do this? I mean, yeah. We're gonna be here a while. Do you all, how badly do you all want to see me craft the gear? Because we gotta go through Ironfold and Minnesithal. I actually don't know if I have that many Minnesithal hides. Enough hides for this. That's a slight concern, because I'm gonna have to process them for both of them. It's possible I have more on another character. Let's see, Chewy, Petco, or Purina. Which one of those owns these? I actually don't know. Maybe these are... Oh yeah, haven't heard of them. But maybe they own one of those. I'm not gonna mention, even though I showed them earlier, I'm not gonna mention what they are until they pay me for product placement. Anyway, since you said give them some treats, I'll actually give them some treats. I don't think they were ready for treat time, but they won't turn it down. Okay, so while we're actually crafting, this would be the perfect time to cover a video that or a segment of the stream that I might turn into a video, so I don't have to record it separately. So, we actually have some news from since I started the stream. Interesting. So this is a complete shift from crafting, unfortunately. This would be a very convenient time to talk about crafting. But because I'm almost done with this one, we'll like... Oh, there's actually... Yeah, okay. We got this. I got this. Don't worry. Everything's under control. So I need, what, like 600 more? So if I need 600 more, it's going to be a little bit less than 80. So we'll just start with 35 and see where that takes us. That could be a little bit more than I need, but we'll just roll with it for speed. But there's an update to Delvings coming in LOTRO's next update. And what I'm going to do is there's a power... what's it called? Power Toys. That lets me put a window up. Actually, I think I could put it up for you all. But there's always on top. So you do Windows Control T, and that will become on top. Okay, so now that's always on top for me. You all can't see it, but it's always on top for me. So even if I click LOTRO, I have this Chrome window on top. And I'm still local recording, probably running out of storage space because that's the way recording works. I have 15.5 gigabytes, not too bad. I actually have a lot of free space now. I don't have my other computer up, so I can't actually see how many terabytes of footage I have on it, but I have a lot. I know I'm missing chat right now. Hello, it's Grizz. Oh, this is your first stream catching me. Unfortunately, we're not doing the most exciting thing as we're crafting, and I'm also experimenting. So let's see, we have 140, so that'd be, what, like 10? We'll go with 9, see if we can cut it one short. Without actually going through it. But yes, we're experimenting with a new style of stream here, so I can craft and basically record a video at the same time. So I'm going to switch to desktop mode, and in advance, I will apologize for all... Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, you all can see it, but you can't... Okay, this actually works. This is fine. That way you all don't have to see... Be bothered by all that. Let me find me. Not that me, the other me. Nope. There I am. There we go. Perfect. Can't get rid of the blue... Oh, I need you all, though. You all are missing. Ooh. Copy. This is so fun to do live, isn't it? Paste. Oh, why am I so... Oh, I know why I'm so big. Okay. We're all good. Apparently I only copied one of those. There we go. So does that mean I should make you... Ooh, wait. Let's undo that. Should I make you all bigger then? And keep me the same size? I think so. Oh, that only made... Wait a minute. Everything is going wrong here. I know you all can see this live. Be trying to get this set, because I mean you have to have that blue border. That's an upgrade I've recently made. I don't know if it actually makes a difference. Like, do you all even notice the blue borders? Do they add to the quality of my content, or do they do absolutely nothing? StreamYard, that sounds like a game. Stream Simulator, that would... I would be surprised if Stream Simulator is not a game. Yeah, this is gonna be really tough to do fine movements, but it'll help the video because I am planning to turn this into a video. We'll see how that goes. There we go. Oh no, that still looks bad. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough. The only problem is right now... Okay, I feel awkward just facing that guy. You all can't quite see my crafting, which isn't that important. Okay, we'll go ahead and move this down here. Move it down there. That looks nice. Move it over here. You all see the red window, but that's fine. And then we want to zoom way in. Maybe there? Yeah, that's probably a good zoom in level. Can you all read the text? Are you even going to read the text? And then we'll move the crafting window here. So y'all can kind of see what I'm crafting, but essentially Ironfold tier we're working on, Minnesithal tier is what we're working on, but I'm not sure I can finish it. Do I have... Actually, if I have crafting XP boosters, let me minimize this real quick. If I have the crafting boosters in my shared storage, then we might be good. Because there's like the double crafting XP things, right? Aren't those a thing? Oh, that's crafting critical chance, not XP. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought there was a double XP one. Maybe there is, and I just don't have it though. But let me do some... Wait, Taylor? Okay, that's Taylor. We don't care about Taylor. We just want Forester. Oh, I'm not done with Ironfold. What was I looking at? Why did I think I was on Minnesithal? I'm not even done with Ironfold. Was I doing Taylor? Oh, I was doing Taylor. I just need to do Forester. Oh, well, I didn't waste anything. I mean, that's something I would have wanted to do anyway, so it doesn't matter. So this one we need like 470, which would be, we'll just start with like 400. We'll try 27, see where that goes, where that gets us. Okay, now we can bring this one back up. There we go. Things are working. And then I want to hide Minnesithal and Gondor. Wait, why was I doing this? I've already forgotten. What was the point of all this? Oh, Gundabad, because I want to make... That's right. It's because I don't want to waste resources, even though it's like not really wasting resources. But if we can't do this, it's basically okay. I forget how many of those I even tried to make. Oh boy. Okay, let me get back to chat. Bella, he said that there's a pet food brand called Gentle Giants. I've not actually heard of them, but they make really good dry and wet cat food. Expensive but good quality. Yeah, I could see if they have some sort of sponsorship. My cats are a bit picky, so who knows if they would like it, but I could always see. Okay, let's go with, probably don't need quite 10, so we'll do 8. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out, and then we'll just start fresh Minnesithal, and then I'll actually get to the delvings. Yeah, I think that might be one short, yep. I can't believe people are still watching after all this. Okay, 63. It's gonna be close, I think. I might end up going through all of these, or all-ish of these. But anyway, there is an update to Delvings that is coming, presumably an update 38.1, which is coming next week. That is December 6th, for reference, is when that is scheduled. But they don't specify that it's coming in update 38.1, but I believe that is what this is referring to. So with Delvings, there have been, let's see. See, I had all my thoughts on this ready for the start of the stream, but I ended up streaming like after my Ken's group event started. So it's completely escaped me. But yeah, the thing with Delvings in Umbar is that there were technically some rewards that you got, like you could get crafting materials for Umbar and some other things, but basically Delvings weren't updated to be rewarding for level 150 characters. There was still like level 140 is the gear that you can barter. I don't think 140 gear actually dropped from the Delvings, but it's a level cap system with your level cap character. This is what happens when the techniques of Notepad has been lost to time. That's true. This is sometimes what happens when I record a video without any preparation. It's just like randomly stopping as I try to remember what I'm even trying to say. But yeah, with Delvings, it's kind of interesting, I think, how it's a level cap system for level cap players, but they didn't have level cap rewards. Like you can't barter for level 150 gear, but at least level 140 gear didn't drop. So there seemed to be, I don't mean to really pick apart the wording that Standing Stone Games has here, but they talk a lot about confusion. And at least for me in my videos, I've talked a lot about Delvings and how I don't think it's good that they essentially haven't updated the Delvings. But it's less so confusion because they have been upfront from the start that like the rewards would always be based on tier 3 of the raid and all that sort of stuff. But it's more so of a disagreement of that how the rewards should be. I've never really liked the idea of Delvings being specifically tied to like releases of the raid. I don't think it's bad that they tried to make the gear, the rewards that you get out of them comparable in terms of power level, but it is, I don't know. I don't think it's something, as we were talking earlier about like solo players, like having content that solo players can do to get really top end gear essentially, and then having 3-man content that you can do for that and 6-man content as well as raid content. LOTRO seems to be stuck in the idea that I called it archaic earlier, which I realize has a little bit of a rude connotation rather than just calling it old. But basically this old MMO idea that the progression in terms of power level is basically you go from solo content to 3-man content to 6-man content to raids, 12-man content as it would be in LOTRO. And for me personally, I don't know if it should be that way, but that's a conversation for a whole another time. What about Gentle Giant? Oh, Bella mentioned Gentle Giants. I was like, where did that band, who saw something about that band come up? Looks like I need to do some crafting. I don't know, do I want to make all these shavings? I only need 260-ish XP, actually, which is... that would be 3. So I don't think I can quite get by with 15, but we'll see where that gets us. I think that'll leave me a little bit short, ideally. Let's see, where was I? I completely forgot what I was talking about with the delvings. But yeah, that's essentially, I guess, some of my background thoughts on general progression, group content, solo content, and LOTRO. But to get to what we actually have with the delving system is that, yes, they pointed out that delving's main purpose was to provide our more casual and solo players. I like that they don't call casual players or solo players casual, because that's not always the case. It's something that sometimes bothers me when people say, just because you're a solo player means you're casual. You can be somebody who just likes doing raids, yet still be casual. You can be somebody who likes doing solo content, but be one of the most hardcore LOTRO players. So I actually it's such a minor detail, but I like that separation of that there. But anyway, they said they wanted to provide them a way to acquire gear that is typically the power level essentially being reserved for raids. So in addition to this, they had several evergreen rewards meant to augment and sustain the system until a new raid tier was released. So that's kind of in Gunabat at the level 140 cap, we had the original implementation of Delving's item level power was around 470. That would be, you all can't see it right now. I can't even see it, but basically I have some 470 gear on my character that's from the Delvings, but by the time the next raid came out, the Return to Carndum raid, whatever that one was called, it went up to item level 478 is what I got on my characters. So there was that progression, but once you had that 470 gear, they had it so that there were evergreen rewards that were always relevant. That includes things like LIs, crafting, other stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head. But those would help sustain the system until a new raid was released and the equipment and delvings was upgraded to match that current raid tier. So for level 150, that's where things went completely awry, and I think it really revealed some holes in how the delvings were planned for the future and for level cap increases, because it went from a lot of stuff to very little stuff that was actually of use for you. One of the big pieces of delvings is gear. All the evergreen rewards were meant to augment that and sustain the system, but the main thing is gear. Main purpose, provide gear. But for level 150, they did not provide gear. So they, yes, do require characters to be level 150. That is the level cap. But what they are changing in the update is that rewards are going to be right sized. They're going to be changed to accommodate the new level ban, as well as the craft rewards and other evergreen reward materials. That is what is coming in the update, again scheduled for December 6th, it sounds like. So, at first here, gear will be uncommon quality, which is yellow. That's probably not going to be too great, but it's only going to be available in higher tier difficulties. And they're still stuck on raids, but they say until the raid releases. After the release of the raid, you will find rare and incomparable gear and other new rare rewards to keep aligned with the purpose of the delving system. So, when the level cap is increased, the delving rewards should be evergreen rewards, craft rewards to new craft tier level. Oh, so I think that means craft rewards for the new crafting tier, which is what I'm working on getting to Umbar. And then also, let's see, I totally lost my train of thought. Evergreen rewards, okay. What is this list? Gear was way down here. So when the level cap is increased, the reward should have the evergreen rewards. It should also have craft rewards that are for the new craft tier level, essences, tracery, all that sort of stuff. So that will move to a new level cap at uncommon. is what's going to be available for the level 150 cap with essences, traceries, and the such. And then equipable gear rewards will include uncommon armor. Now, I don't see them mentioning if you will be able to barter for the yellow quality gear. I don't think that would be a good use of your delving writs, but I don't see any mention of that. So that to me right now is unknown. And it looks like when the new level band, so that's level 150, or just like in general, when the raid tiers in the new level band, when they reach tier 3 difficulty, the rewards and delving gear will move to rare and incomparable quality, so that's purple and teal, and that will just provide another method to get raid equivalent gear. So you'll essentially be able to get yellow gear, and then when the raid tier 3 comes out, you'll be able to get purple and teal gear. I feel like there's a gap between right now what we have in the game, which is no dungeons, and tier 3 of the raid. I feel like there's a gap, either like when 6-mans come out or when the raid launches on tier 1. It seems like they could have purple gear slot somewhere in there in the middle, if not now, to be honest. But I think this is a step in the right direction, that they at least have level 150 gear, and like when a new level cap will be released to the game, they will, it sounds like, maintain at least yellow quality gear being a minimum for that. Don't know what item level it will be and how good it will be. It's entirely possible that the purple gear you can get in game right now would be just straight up better, and it won't actually be all that great of a source of gear, but it will at least be another source and a way to get some level cap yellow gear at least. And essentially, this is the big thing I had at the start of the stream, the whole point of this video. This is essentially what I have been meaning. That's a very bad way to say it. Let me do some crafting to clear my mind for a second here. It's also kind of funny that I just go into video mode. I'm not even meaning to do the stream segment like a video, but it's almost like this is actually what I'd be like recording a video. But Vegas Sims, you said you were curious how far did I get on my Mariner leveling stream. I was trying to get level 20 without dying. Did I make it, or did I go higher? That stream cut out at the end. Yes, you will have to wait until the videos. There is the Tale of Louis Rindle videos. Part 1 and Part 2 are up on YouTube. Whatever happens after Part 2 and after that stream, you gotta wait for the videos. I'm not gonna spoil it. Which I really want to get those videos done, but they're honestly not going to be done until winter break. I'm currently trying to get them to where I can schedule both of them. Forget what I just said, but I'm going to get to where I schedule however many remaining parts there are for winter break, so that I will be able to, in whatever form it is, either starting anew or continuing, I will be able to do that in the new year, because I've really been wanting to do that, whatever it is. I've really been wanting to continue that, essentially. But let's see. Was there any? There was more with delving. We also do have another update. Let me go down here. Yeah, so one of the things with delvings as well that the developer commented here is that they always did mean to maintain delvings, which it seemed like it from the get-go, and they also aren't currently planning to add them to any new 6-man instances. Right now they are available for Great Barrow and Anuminos, which would include all the individual wings of those instances. So they're not just solo, not just solo/duo content. They're also 3-mans and 6-mans. I think school and library would be the other 3-mans. So delvings aren't just a way for solo players. It's not just solo players to get gear. It's actually in content. That's another one of the reasons, actually, I feel like the delvings have been very underutilized in Umbar, is because Umbar has no new dungeon content. There are no new instances. All the scaling instances give like way low item level rewards that aren't worth it. Yet they have this delving system that is just untapped content that could be stuff for people to do that have maybe been complaining about or just commenting about the lack of things to do at endgame and LOTRO. If they, had relevant rewards and delvings that actually made them worth running in a group, then that would help fill the content. There is also featured instances which give, from what I have seen, some of the better gear that is available at level 150 right now. So that at least brings some content to the game, but it's still not that great and it's nothing new. But it's kind of the type of thing that delvings would help with. So we'd have more content available to run at 150 without having to have new dungeons, new instances. So delvings are basically a system where you can scale up the difficulty of certain pieces of content to get delving specific rewards, which includes gear, crafting stuff, LI stuff, and all sorts of different stuff. Those are the evergreen rewards. So you have, like, with the evergreen rewards, those include crafter rewards, essences, traceries, again, LI stuff, gear related stuff, and then also gear, like actual armor pieces, which will be yellow quality coming in the next update. And by the time the raid tier 3 comes out, you will be able to get up to purple and teal quality gear from it. Now, delvings themselves they were first implemented at missions, so that includes the Before the Shadows missions. And then they were actually expanded to 3-man content with school and library. And then they were expanded to 6-man content with Great Barrow and Innuminos. So you can just increase the difficulty of delvings and get a lot more challenging. There are so many effects. But they increase the difficulty of whatever piece of content you're running, and you get rewarded for it, essentially. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much what delvings are. Yes, they increase the difficulty for more rewards, or just to smash you into jelly, which if you've ever tried to run like Great Bear or Numinos, one of the 6-mans on max difficulty on tier 12, that's basically what happens. I have gone into delvings where basically the moment you pull something, everybody in the group just gets one shot from some sort of delving effect. And it's at a point where it's basically been like not even fun to try to work out what's happening because you just get instantly demolished. I just stopped even trying because it wasn't fun, entertaining, engaging at all. But it's something that, like, we'd always decrease the difficulty to tier 7 because that's like the minimum for good rewards. It's by far the most efficient tier for getting any sort of rewards. So we'd always run tier 7. So I never tried tier 12 again, but that did happen with some beefy tanks even. Just like instantly demolished into jelly. Okay, so let me get crafting some things. We can craft plenty of Gundabad leathers. I don't think I need 3,000 crafting XP. So I'll try to work out, I think it's 210. Should get us there, maybe. Again, if my math is right, 210 should finish that tier. And then we can do the tailor is what's next. But one of the things I was thinking when I saw this update to Delvings is this is basically what I've been talking about. This is what I have meant in all my review videos, that Umbar just needs some time for it to really be a full expansion. There are a lot of things that, even if it was based on their initial design philosophy with Delvings, it just made it feel like a lot of unfinished things that you would expect with a new level cap to just not be in the level cap, or at least in the expansion. Excuse me. I need water. There's a cat. Right. This one is Lexi. Piper again, it's her nap time. Lexi, I think she's hungry. Here, you want a treat? All thanks to Vegas Sims, you can get another treat. They appreciate it. So yeah, there are a lot of things though that I really think you'd basically expect to be in a new expansion with a new level cap that just haven't been. And I think this is a great example of that, that, you know, I was kind of hoping, even though again their initial design was like they wouldn't do anything with gear until tier 3 of the raid came out, I was really hoping that they'd at least have Delvings give something. Like you used to be able to get yellow gear on the low difficulty, so that seemed perfectly reasonable. And I think this is just really highlights how in a few months' time, I think Umbar could be a really great expansion, but it's just something that's going to need a lot of work. And one thing that I didn't really comment on, or didn't get too much into that community reactions video, is that I have seen some people talk about like paying now for content later is how it's kind of felt with Umbar, and that is, I think that's actually a good way to describe it. Is it's sort of an unfortunate situation where, yes, maybe a few months down the road, this will be a full expansion. You have the new class, the Mariner, you have all these systems that are updated, you have the allegiances, you have Delvings, you have the instance cluster, you have all that stuff, but there are people who have already paid basically for that content that don't have it yet. So you're basically paying to get access to something that's coming in the future, which I don't think is necessarily the best, but that's just kind of the way it is with LOTRO and Corsairs of Umbar. Here, I'm going to see if I can find something real quick. I don't know if it's... So if you all have ever heard of the name Weird Jedi LOTRO, they usually do summaries of the Court of the Ring streams, and I was kind of looking to see if they did, because I've seen people talk about what's been in there, but I don't think I've seen a succinct summary like they have. Sometimes, so I'm going to see if I can find anything. Let's see. They have... Oh... Actually, I can't find anything that recent. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I was just going to comment because I think in the Court of the Rings, which for people that don't know, that's the community manager for LOTRO, they do a weekly stream called Court of the Rings. Here it is. Wait. Yes, okay, so they do have it. Here we go. So very much so appreciate them doing this, and now I can share it here in the stream. But it looks like for, yeah, today, let's see what they have. So, yes, so an update 38.1, which again is expected December 5th. They will have some updates to the allegiances and all that sort of stuff. We'll get the new Umbar missions, which I think is a very important detail that I left out earlier. With the update to Delvings, we are getting new Umbar missions to run them. And this is another thing that's like, hey, that's what we'd expect with the expansion launch, but it's something coming later. Basically what I have been meaning, what I've been talking about in my reviews of Umbar, basically, in its general launch. Unfortunately, there are only 10 missions. That's not necessarily a bad thing, just right off the bat. I don't know if they plan to add more. This is all the details I have, really. 10 missions just doesn't seem like much for an expansion, I will say. Before the Shadow, as a mini expansion, had quite a few more. I know Gundabad had like 40-ish or 30-ish, and then of course War of Three Peaks, when they introduced the system, had 80 missions. That was like the big thing with War of Three Peaks, of course, was the mission system. But it's not going to be that many, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping for more that we would expect with an expansion or mini expansion. And then, yeah, we'll get uncommon gear to drop in high tier delvings, as we covered. Oh, dwarf candles are being removed from Hobby Gifts and put on festival barters. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Virtue experience increase from Hobbit Gifts. I wonder how much. Is it going like tenfold, or what's going on there? There are issues with onboard crafting stations, so those will be fixed, but no crafting update. That's another thing that it's going to take time. A few months' time, we'll probably have the full crafting revamp, unless they discover other things they won't be able to implement. But yeah, in a few months' time, we'll have the full crafting revamp, maybe. Crab legs. Yeah, I noticed I got crab legs today. I was like, I heard those were used for cooking. I got 6 at once, and then all the other crabs I killed gave me 0, so I guess they're upping the drop rate on those. And they're going to put task boards back in presumably Western King's Gondor, at least. Open tapping on proto salamanders. I have no idea what's going on there. Maybe that's one of those dailies in the shield isles. Featured instances, those will offer a tracery chance in Fellowship or guarantee random legendary tracery in a raid. Oh, that's for the featured instance, that makes sense. But still, gold tracery at level 150. Does it offer, it says it offers a tracery chance. Can you still get gold traceries if you just do a Fellowship featured instance? Is it like low drop rate? Is there guaranteed like purple for 3-man, teal for 6-man, since they like having that split and like making raids give the best stuff? Yeah, the crafting revamp, it's really unfortunate how much of it was delayed, especially again without any announcement. Speaking of crafting, I can work on the Gundabad tier now that I have the hides. So we can probably do what I did earlier, but I'll just go ahead and make everything, which would be 40. For the low cost of 2 universal solvents and whatever sunstone shards, I at this point don't really care about that. 3 universal solvents, and I can craft a teal quality tracery. If there ever were a scam in LOTRO, it's crafting essences with universal solvents. That's literally what universal solvents are used for. Wow, crafting goes fast. Anyway, that attempt at recording a video was so haphazard. I don't know if I can actually cut that together in a video, but that is the general idea of basically what I've been meaning with Umbar just needing more time to cook, and then we'll eventually get a full expansion, but right now it just feels very unfinished. And if it were perhaps structured differently or even advertised differently, I feel like I'd be more positively receptive. I'd basically like what we actually have better if things were a little bit different, even if it's the exact same of what we have in the game. Let's see. I'm gonna go back. There we go. And I think if I just close this, yeah, okay, that works for me. All right, so we have unlocked the Umbar Tailor tier. Yay. And another very important thing for a video is the scroll cases. So these are the first scroll cases that I'm actually going to open. And I have heard some very bad news about scroll cases, the Umbar scroll cases. There's something that I actually like the idea of having. Like just having scroll cases. We haven't had those since like Westamnet or something like that, like level 95, whatever tier that is. I think it was West of Net was the last one with scroll cases. I actually like them. But the problem is scroll cases contain single-use recipes. So if I right-click this, we get an expertly etched leather coat recipe. Hey, it's medium, level 150 armor. Item level 512. Perfect purple quality. But it's a single-use recipe. So I can learn this recipe, but that means once I craft this coat, I will have forgotten the recipe. And I really don't like that. That is my least favorite part of crafting in LOTRO. And as exciting as it is to have scroll cases, I really think that this makes the crafting revamp basically worse than I thought. That's not to say that the crafting revamp is bad, but it is technically worse than I thought it was before I knew there were single-use recipes in this crafting tier. It is inherently worse just by having single-use recipes than I thought it was. That said, it's not necessarily all bad as we talked about earlier because it's a very complicated issue. And that's something I will be covering in a video in the future. It's also really weird. This gear is super essence dependent, like very, very, very essence dependent. It's almost like the old Osgiliath armor that had like 5 essence slots. This one's not quite that crazy, but you basically get your vitality. You get your basic essence, which would be any sort of essence, and you get your primary essence, so you get like your primary stat. I could actually put agility on that because there's no reason I need mitigations on this character. Well, this character, my character that I put this on, there's no reason they need mitigations right now, except this is medium armor and that'd be my warden. Let's go to the gloves. There's no reason I'd put Will on that for my Rune Keeper because I don't need mitigations on him with what I've done in the game and the content that is available. So I'd actually put agility on that, and I kind of hate saying that for Rune Keeper, but if you don't need mitigations, agility is your best main stat for Rune Keeper. Again, if you don't need mitigations, it's a very important asterisk there. So in most general use situations, I actually would go for Will, probably. But anyway, that was a whole tangent. Yeah, these are very essence dependent, and my Rune Keeper has gone through a decent bit of content. I've even done, again, a little bit of content on my warden, and I've gotten 1 tier 15 essence. This is really giving me the impression that this expansion is going to be very heavily essence dependent without many sources of essences. Maybe more of that will be revealed in updates or with the dailies we do have at 150. Maybe essences are very common from those. I feel like they should be. But yeah, right now you can craft purple quality essences, but they cost 1 universal solvent. Never mind the other stuff they require to craft. I really feel like if they added a crafted yellow essence box, that would help a lot. And if they deleted universal solvents from the game, that would help a whole lot as well. Anyway, the whole point of doing this is I wanted to craft my Rune Keeper gear. We have been at this stream way too long. It was supposed to end like an hour ago. And I don't think after all that work I'll be able to craft all the gear that I wanted. Because I think there are 6 pieces. Yeah, there are 6 pieces. So I will have to kind of pick which ones of those that I want. I'm trying to remember what's his best piece of gear. Is it the hood or is it the shoulders? Actually, these are going to be very essence dependent too. I don't even know if these will be an upgrade for him because they're like, I don't have essences. The game doesn't give you essences. And I can't just craft some essences. So that's kind of rough, to be honest. I'm actually not sure that any of these will be an upgrade. Oh, parry rating? And why parry rating? tactical mitigation, like, that's okay. But why is there a parry rating on light armor? They really are trying to push this Rune Keeper tank. They really are trying to make Rune Keeper, 4-spec Rune Keeper, a tank spec that's based on pairing with the rune stones. I can't think of any other reason. I guess if I'm going for cosmetics, I should craft what I'd equip. I don't... Well, I guess... Wait, yeah, it's too late for that. Because it's either shoulder pads or shoes. I kind of messed up with the crafting, but... Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to send these to my Rune Keeper, log in, and maybe have a brief gander at how good they would be to slot. But consider... Oh, I could have also not done the chest piece. We'll see what he has. But considering how off the rails the stream has gotten, I think it will be best to pack it up there. Still, I hope you all have enjoyed the update bits recently and the big crafting adventure that kind of worked out okay. I just ended up doing a lot more than I initially intended because I didn't know I had to do so much progress on crafting on this character. I also... here he is, my Rune Keeper. And as far as questing goes, we made 0 progress on the book quest, but that's okay because we had the nice kin event where we got a lot of progress on deeds, which is, that's basically the end game content at LOTRO right now, it seems, is deeds. And we got some side quests done as well, which I wouldn't have done without the group, so that was nice to get those done. They weren't bad side quests, but the reason I'm skipping side quests on this character is to be able to do the story, but also to get to Umbar. Okay, let's see how useful the fruits of my labor are. So let's go collect these, delete that, open character panel. Oh, I do have boots. I did not even realize that I do have boots. So cosmetically, I have the full set because they're the same. The problem is, for anybody that missed this, the Umbar gear light armor dies terribly. That's like, it does not die well at all. It changes one of the very secondary components of it instead of the primary, which I feel like dies should always change the primary. So yeah, it's not necessarily bad looking even the way it is, but it's not going to replace this character's purple outfit. So unfortunately you all are stuck with this for a little while, but hopefully you don't hate it. I personally love it. One of the reasons I love this armor is because of how well it dies. Look how purple it is. Okay, anyway, let's see if any of this armor is an upgrade. The chest piece? Nope. Pants? Close, but nope. Yeah, they'd really need essences to be close to considering. With a finesse essence, one of these could be. Helmet? Because of essences, again, no. Gloves. This one had the potential. It had the potential for a moment there. But... okay, I'm going to probably put my essence in that one and equip that one. Let me see what this has. Yeah. I think I'm going to replace my gloves. We'll put the essence in it. And I think that will make it acceptable. For anybody... oh, I'm not there anymore. I was going to say, for anybody curious, you can actually barter for essences for, like, Marks of Renewal, but it takes, like, 25 of them, and that cuts into your ability to buy other things. Although I have 183, and I've done hardly anything on this character. So... I think my headphone's disconnected. Yeah. Which means the audio probably went out. There we go. Okay. We're good. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. I need to take them off either way. That was... What was that? I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, maybe we'll save that for later. I'll go ahead and wrap up here. Hope you all enjoyed this stream. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone. And Vegas Sims for the cat treats again.